Okay, so here we are with a Theros 8-man. I'm going to be on the play, and this hand, while pretty insane, I'm going to have to mulligan. Even though I do 2 mana accelerants, it's very difficult to cast my spells, so I'm just going to ship that back and keep this hand. This hand just requires me to draw a land within my first couple turns. So I can play my Xenagos, or my so on. My opponent looks like he's playing the same deck, which is not that surprising. It is the most popular deck in the format, followed very closely by Mono Black. Didn't draw that third land yet. I really need to draw it next turn. Being on the play with a mana dork in this matchup is absurdly powerful. I just kind of have to hope he doesn't have... Yeah, either A, doesn't have a mana dork, and I draw a land. Otherwise, I'm just like attacking for 1 and passing turn, which is awful, because now he's just going to Magma Jet this. Like, if he has a Magma Jet, he'll use it here 100%. Okay, it doesn't look like he has Magma Jet. Or doesn't know the value of killing my only mana dork after missing a land drop. He just drew Sylvan Caryatid. And I drew a land. It might be a little too late. I'm gonna go ahead and play Xenagos, because Xenagos will let me play 2 creatures next turn if I draw land. Because I'll have 2 creatures in play, and then play the Polukranos and have 3 creatures in play. And with a land, I could play a Nylea. Might as well attack. Sure. Only haste creature in the deck is Xenagos, so I could have held it back, actually. That would make more sense. Just in case he wants to play his Xenagos and attack mine. But if he plays a Stormwrath Dragon, I can't block anyway, so that's what I was thinking of. Looks like he's playing Polukranos, something along those lines. Polis Crusher would be much worse, because I could Stonewall it. Yep, Polukranos. So I did draw land. So I can... Let me make sure I'm counting correctly. So I can tap 4 mana, play my Polukranos. I have 3 creatures in play, make 3 green mana and a red mana with my last mountain and play Nylea. That gives me much mana. Okay, so there's Polukranos, and here is Nylea. And pass turn. I've never actually ultimated Xenagos. I've always wanted to, but it just has not happened. Usually you just win because you have a bunch of giant creatures in play. Because you've been using your Xenagos to, pump out extra mana. Xenagos is a super explosive card. Very good in this matchup. Very good in, like, every matchup, honestly. So if he has if he has any land, he could just play a Stormwrath Dragon and kill my Xenagos, but the damage may already be done here. I've got a pretty significant numbers advantage up on him right now. Looks like he's playing Polis Crusher. Or his own Xenagos, okay. I have a Stormwrath Dragon, so his Xenagos is not as good as my Xenagos. Gonna go ahead and play a Stormwrath Dragon. And then I have 5 mana, so I could Polukranos for 2 and kill his Satyr. But that doesn't really do anything, unless he wants to block with his Polukranos. So... Well, I definitely have to play Stormwrath Dragon, because I need to play it before combat. So there's that, and I think I'm just making a Satyr. And swinging both at him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I had another mana, I would just use Monstrous on Stormbreath Dragon, so I could kill his Xenagos with the proc, or the activation on the Monstrous, and then kill his, just attack for 7. But I guess I'll just make this mana go to waste. Probably should have used Xenagos to cast Stormbreath Dragon. That way I have 4 open for Nylea. That would have made a lot more sense. Yeah. I was thinking I was gonna decide between Satyr Token or mana, but everyone's attacking spacebar except for Xenagos. Actually, I'm not gonna attack with a Satyr. He'll just block with his Polukranos. The only bad part about Nylea is she does not have Trample herself. Okay, so Polukranos, which I tapped poorly for, so I don't get to like just make this a bad trade. Even though I still think this trade's good for me, honestly. Like even though it's not ideal. So we traded Polukranos. I lost my Nylea. I'm gonna go ahead and play another Satyr. Losing Nylea does hurt, actually, quite a bit. I should have definitely thought that through a little more. So he's playing another Xenagos. Or, okay, Polukranos. Sure. Well, I can just make my Stormbreath Dragon monstrous, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. It does 5 damage to him and then 7 damage. That's almost his life total. And actually he's dead on board because I can make a Satyr and swing all out. Because he can only block 2 of my Satyrs. And that puts him at 1 with just the Stormbreath Dragon. And the other Satyrs will kill him. So yeah, pretty bad misplay on the Polukranos thing, on the Xenagos ordering, but ended up getting there in the end. So, against him, I definitely don't know what I want. I mean, I want Hunt the Hunter, Sedge Scorpion, and Time to Feed, for sure. These are 3 cards that I really want. The worst cards in my deck are probably Polis Crusher and Nylea. Nylea is actually very good because the Arbor Colossus is very good in this matchup, and you can just have a 6/6 indestructible creature that blocks and kills things over and over again. That's very good. So these are cards that are good for me. I need to take out 2. I'm considering a Polukranos and a Xenagos. Or Magma Jets. Magma Jets is not that good in this matchup. It's mostly just card selection. I think I will take out the Magma Jets. I want to leave in 2 for more card selection. I think 2 Magma Jets is better than 2 Polis Crusher. Or 2 Messcutter Hydra or anything like that. I'm just trying to make sure that it's what I want to do. So Polis Crusher in this matchup is a 4/4 that gets blocked by Polukranos, Nylea, Arbor Colossus, not really Stormbreath Dragon. It's monstrous 6, which is very cheap. Magma Jet kills nothing really. Kills Sedge Scorpion, which he's gonna board in. So yeah, I think I want 2 Magma Jets just to deal with Sedge Scorpion and Voyaging Satyr and have card selection. So I didn't have Magma Jet last game, even though I ended up keeping both on top. They could easily just both been like Arbor Colossus or something. This hand's a little iffy because I don't really have a real 4-drop, but I still have a Mana Dork on turn 2, which is extremely good, so I'm going to keep it. Ooh, I even drew the one that can't be Magma Jetted. Gonna bottom this because I don't need any more land. I already have 4 lands and 2 Mana Dorks. Hopefully, oh man, he doesn't have another one. Yeah. The deck with a Mana Dork and the deck without a Mana Dork is like 2 completely different decks. I even drew a 4-drop I could play and pressure him with. Looks like he's Magma Jetting me. Yeah. I hate this Magma Jet art, it's so ugly. I'm playing with the 5th Dawn one, which I really like. This one just looks like a chick just like dancing over some fire pit. Doesn't know what to do. Is he put 1 card on the bottom. And put another card on the bottom. Okay, so he's gonna pass turn, and I'm gonna play Polukranos. It'd be kind of sweet if I had Snagos here, but Pelucranos is pretty good too. He's gonna Magma Jet me again. I'm not sure about the world in which he can keep a hand with 2 Magma Jets and no threats against the green deck with a hexproof, like 4 hexproof mana dorks. Even though he was, and especially since he's on the play, so he doesn't have like time to do this. He needs to be playing things. Go ahead. Ooh, I need another land to take advantage of that bow. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack with my Pelucranos and play Arbor Colossus. Arbor Colossus over Stormwrath Dragon because I want the devotion for Nylea in case I want to play her. And Stormwrath Dragon has haste, so the only damage I'm missing is just what I could have gotten this turn. But since I'm playing a 5-drop anyway, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, one of my friends is messaging me. I'll just tell him I'm recording right now. So he could play... has he played a land? He's not played a land yet, so he could play Stormwrath Dragon, but it's not good since I played Arbor last turn. He could have Hunt the Hunter. Doesn't look like he had anything. Can attack with both my creatures. He can double block my Arbor Colossus. I don't have the mana to Monstrosity it, but is that a good trade for me? No, I could play Bow of Nylea. And that makes a good trade. Like, he can't block any of my creatures. He could block my Pelucranos because I don't have the mana to... He could, like, trade Pelucranoses. Am I fine with that? That puts me to 4 devotion, so yeah, I am fine with that. So I'm going to play the bow, swing with both my creatures. If he wants to trade Pelucranoses, he can. If he wants to trade both of his creatures for an Arbor Colossus, he can do that too. The onus is on him. Since he can't just come back, monstrous his Polis Crusher and get rid of my bow, I'm not too afraid. I think he has to trade Pelucranoses, otherwise next turn I get to kill him with my bow. If this were an untapped land, it would be a much easier decision. I just attack with both of them, and then shoot his... seems just wrong. Okay, so I was gonna be fine trading Pelucranoses there, but instead I actually just get both of his creatures. I'm not sure why he'd make that block. I don't think he remembered about Death Touch, and was playing around... I have no idea what, since I didn't have mana to Monstrosity yet. Yeah, I think my opponent just made a slight... forgetfulness error there. I'm gonna bottom this. I don't need lands anymore. I would like more threats. I only have 2 in my hand. Only have 2 in my hand. Probably another Pelucranos. Yep. So I can play Stormbreath Dragon. I can't play Stormbreath Dragon and Nylea. I can play Stormbreath Dragon and Pump though. And use Bow, I mean. Which is probably, you know, what I'm gonna do. So I'll swing with everyone because Voyaging Siege here kills his Pelucranos. And he just concedes. Okay. I don't think he was like just dead there, but that game was not good for him. So, yep. Not much to say about that. Pretty traditional mirror, except for you can see the difference between having a mana dork and not having one. Like, it's huge. You just get an entire turn ahead. And since you have no 3-drops in your deck, you can't really do anything to fight that they're playing 4-drops. So, well, 1 round 1. So I'll hopefully win this 8-man. Not quite as big a deal as winning a daily, but it's all we really have at the moment, so see y'all in round 2.